All right, hello and welcome back to the channel. Here we are again. My name is Amber. We're going to be doing a tarot read all around the astrological weather right now. We're going to do a spread and we're going to see what's really speaking in the sky. We're going to look for these correlations between the cards and the planets and the positions and aspects that they're making right now. So we are moving into a full moon this Sunday. It's Friday right now. And we're just coming off a Mars-Venus opposition, and I've been really feeling it really strongly. And Mercury is going to be going direct on Sunday, along with this full moon, in Gemini, which is the sign of Mercury, is one of the signs that Mercury rules. So this should be an interesting spread. I'm interested to see what comes through. So why don't we just get to it? And I actually haven't done the shuffle this time, so this is going to be, happening in real time. Quite literally. All right. So here we go. Wow. I have to say, the astrology has been very strong and very interesting and kind of, it's just been ratchet in some ways. I don't know about you. So just calling in clarity around any signs or insights that might be already coming through. Wow, all right. I'm not going to count that. Let's just keep it going. You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to do a different shuffle. I'm going to just do a bridge shuffle. Right. So again, this is calling in for clarity of mind, and maybe we are coming to some sort of clearer mind, since Mercury is going to be moving forward very soon. I think in my experience, it's usually when Mercury is moving in and out of station, direct, and retrograde that things seem to go haywire with technology, and that was happening to me today in the last couple of days. So I think this was a really strong Mercury retrograde. And so whatever, you might think you understand about a situation, there's more to it. Yeah. I always feel like Gemini energy is a trickster energy, and so so here we go. Let's just cut the cards here. Here it is, right here. All right. So the first card we have, okay, very interesting. We got this card really recently, I feel. It's interesting that cards lately are appearing. So this is the Five of Pentacles. This represents the energy that we're in right now. And so, we could be feeling lack, or we might be in a state of lack mentality right now. So we could be really emphasizing more of the material. So I believe this is Taurus. It's a Venus card. It's Taurus energy here. I don't remember what planet. I want to say it's gosh, I don't remember. My brain is fried. I don't know. Is your brain fried? Yeah, I think this is Mercury and Taurus. Yeah. Mercury and Taurus, I believe. But we can figure that out later. So some indulgences in the mind, maybe. And poverty of mind and spirit. Okay. So, okay, that's interesting. I'd say that's really quite possible for many of us right now. The card that's crossing the Five of Pentacles is the Queen of Pentacles. So I think that there's a restful trust and repose here, because the Queen of Pentacles is nurturing something in her lap, right? She's nurturing. It's almost like her child, right? She's almost looking at it with some admiration, or this feeling of, again, something that has been nurtured. And the earth represented in this card is, it's very Virgo-like. Yeah. So there is like a reflection there too, right? So it's a little watery. So I think actually what could be happening right now with the current astrological weather in these two cards is falling back into the body, actually, right? So this is a very mental card, Mercury and Taurus, and then you have this more Virgo energy of the body. And Virgo rules the sixth house of health, and it's really about your daily habits and how they impact your health. And it's a focus on, right, the physical body, right? And really knowing and understanding that it's a vehicle for spirit, right? And soul, of course, but it's the quality of experiencing high spiritual states oftentimes corresponds to the way we're treating our body. Yeah. So if we are experiencing a lot of dense mental energy, we could also be feeling it affecting our body. Or maybe we're actually becoming aware of what we need to do to be more in this state, feeling safe in our body, feeling good in our body, feeling like we can operate and move from our body. And it's interesting too, because the mind body are kind of the same. So I think that that's perhaps something here happening. Even though that can be sort of the realm of the moon. Well, it's interesting because we are moving into this full moon, right? Right. I think this is going to be a strong moon. Okie dokie. Okay, here we go. So this is the energy that's crowning us. It's really where our headspace is in. And faulty structures are breaking down. This is the Mars card. And Mars right now is in the sign of Leo and is in retrograde. Yeah, I'm making some big aspects lately. And the Tower speaks for itself. There's destruction, but it's not just random, right? There's actually, a way that it's clearing space for something new. So this is where we are mentally. Maybe we realize we can't really trust some of the old belief systems and the things that we have been ascribing to and subscribing to, right? Yep, it's like that emoji, mind blown. Like there's a mind blown. I feel like our minds have been blown out, right? And that's destabilizing. Yeah. Right. So this is an Aries energy. Right. And, Aries rules the head, and it could be a stubborn energy, very headstrong. Yeah, there's looking forward to something that something is being initiated, has been initiated, and there is a confidence here in that, right? And so I think it's interesting because what's grounding the reading is this sense of actually, there's a poise and certainty, a level of some certainty, and also knowing that there are some things that are unknown, but it's okay because they're ready, right? Because you can't choose two directions at the same time. You have to choose one direction, and so there's an understanding that has to happen. Right? You've got to let go of one of the directions. You have to let go of that direction and forge a new path, forge a new direction. Okay. All right. I'm like, okay. Wow. I think this is a Jupiter card. It's too much. It's just too much. There's so much burden. That's the past. There's so much burden. There's so much sacrifice that was not sincere. Perhaps, right? Or maybe it was totally sincere, but you realize that you gotta call some of your energy back. Because you might be believing in something else, right? Right. Ooh, see, yeah. Wow, okay. The Hanged Man. This is the Pisces card, I believe. Pisces and Saturn. Saturn is going to be coming into a very prominent position with Saturn and Jupiter. And it actually is a part of a 20-year cycle that is coming into the 4 years. And it's kind of interesting. There's a bit of a turning of a corner here. There's a 90-degree angle with Saturn and Jupiter. So you can think of it as some ideals changing, right? So you have Saturn maybe bringing in question, right, to the Jupiterian beliefs. Yeah, there's an impasse here. And so it's interesting that there is this deep contemplation that is ahead. And Mars being retrograde, and we got to be patient. We're waiting for the ships to come in, right? And to really see what our efforts have brought us, and it's still yet to be unknown, I think, right? That there's a lot of retrograding action here with the mind and also with action. So, yep. There is so much optimism here. So, yeah, there's so much optimism here. This is marriage. This is union. This is bringing opposites together. And I think that with this Jupiter, so actually Jupiter and Mercury were just in an opposition, and will be again because Mercury's going into forward motion. And I think that what it brought was a lot of tension between the spiritual and more or less the desire to explain everything. Why? The reason. You need a reason. They're both in signs that are in detriment. So Jupiter is in Gemini and is in the sign of Mercury, and Mercury is in the sign of Jupiter, right? Mercury is in Sagittarius, right? So it's just hard. It's just hard. So this is beautiful because I think that there is optimism here. I think that maybe we're really breaking through the tensions between these two planets. Yeah, with this understanding that there's a bigger picture with this Saturn-Jupiter cycle, which is basically all about like what we started 4 years ago as far as a new paradigm, right? A new paradigm of how we're operating with the law, operating with something like that. Jupiter being the law, you know, because Jupiter is the law, not in the way that Libra is, but in the way of spiritual truth. Okay, so or the way, yeah, so philosophical, ideological, right? So there was a new ideology and philosophical kind of framing or slant or kind of lens that was started 4 years ago and is coming into not quite a maturing, but it's part of the process of culminating, right? It's so I don't know. This was something that started in 2020 solstice, and some people were really cognizant of that conjunction that happened between Jupiter and Saturn, and what seeds they wanted to plant for the next 20 years, right? So if you did, then it's something to be reflecting on right now. Okay. But there's a sense of optimism here. There's a sense of work being rewarded in some ways. I mean, I don't know. It's like to go into marriage. I mean, you know, I guess it can be, you know, you could be swept away. Maybe you are swept away. Maybe you are swept away. You've been swept off your feet. Perhaps that's something is taking hold of you in an exciting and really loving way. All those things that marriage brings, right? It's a time to celebrate. So I think that's in the air. I think it's been a hard 4 years for all of us collectively, right? Okay, so Mars is here again. Mars, I don't know, it's so cool because like this card is really showing the regal and the royalty of Mars here, of the archetype, of the Martian archetype. And yeah, and again you see the ram's head, so like again the hard-headedness. There could be some hard-headedness. You could be perceived as hard-headed, or others can appear hard-headed or stubborn, and it can be frustrating when you see people in a headspace that is hurting them, is not good for them, and that it's hard for them to get out of the headspace. And I think maybe even denial can be at play in some of these energies because of ego, and sort of egos being deflated perhaps because of Mars in Leo being in retrograde. I don't know. And being opposite Venus, and Venus could be just like, or I don't know, this could also go both ways. We got to stand up for who we are and our individuality, right? Us as individuals, and how that's important, and to not become absorbed into you know, collective tribal shadow. Okay. Wow, this is interesting. So this card is the energy that we need to, I think, kind of be aware of that this is about rushing in, maybe doing something in a hasty manner. The Knight of Swords, I mean, with all this air energy, there could be some things that you can't really, it's gonna be hard to get yourself out of it if you just act too much before thinking. But maybe it's okay, because mistakes are inevitable. That's life. But yeah, I don't know. Mercury's going to be moving soon, so maybe this is like also indicative of that. We're forging ahead. All right. All right. This actually could be the Jupiter Wands card, or no, Sagittarius. Sagittarius. I think this is Sagittarius energy. It is Sagittarius energy. What am I talking about? It's mutable. Fire is the last deacon of the wands. And you've been through so much. You've been through so much. I just want to say you've been through so much, and it's going to be okay, because the reward is releasing some of this burden, right? Yeah. This is the energy that we started with right in the beginning of the reading. So, yeah. I think there's some really positive cards here, though, right? There's some really positive cards. If we can hold out, if we hold it out for the bigger, greater vision, right? Let's see. There you go. Holding out, if we hold out, we can arrive at the bigger, greater vision. And that's actually going to bring ultimate happiness. We just have to be able to be patient. Right? Because we will have to forge ahead, and we'll have to move forward, right? But take advantage of this downtime. So you can really get intimate with, what you're looking forward to and what's coming in. All right, that's what I got for you this week. Happy full moon this Sunday. And there's some big movements in the sky with Mercury moving into forward motion, and I think you're going to get some good clarity over recent events, and don't get too attached. And definitely allow yourself some neutral time to just, rest the mind, rest from, the screen and things like that, and allow yourself to empty the mind often. Okay, sending you so much love, and hope you're moving through the energies with much love, ease, and grace. And I'll see you next time.